Welcome to another Zen Rose Garden Pro Tip series. Coming up in this video, third eye, the real thing.
Numero dos.
Tip 2, the limbic system and the anterior cingulate cortex.
Okay.
ACC. Yeah,
So-
you know me. Oh,
It's not going to stop. It's the oldest part of the brain that ruled our existence for 150 million years. Is the limbic system, where the amygdala sits, that's in control of fight or flight. Which,
Right.
don't get me wrong now, we really, really, really need.
that's where all of our primal sexual urges come from, right?
So,
Yay, sex!
sex might get really boring without it. So we need that primitive part of our brain for a lot of things.
Right.
It's not just to tell us we're afraid or not afraid. So the frontal lobe, which
Right.
takes up something like a third of the overall brain. At this point in our evolution, it's taken over, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the newer part of the brain, and it evolved to its current state only about 100 to 200,000 years ago.
Cute little baby.
So you got
Kind
old
of a big
grandpa.
baby if it takes up a third of
Yeah,
it.
but babies get fat. So you got old grandpa back here.
My brain's got baby
He
fat.
can get super crabby, and you got little baby up here trying to
Boom. That is
Right?
probably the best way to describe these two parts of the brain.
and you've got Yoda in the middle trying to hold them both down. Yoda's in the middle,
course.
with. Okay, basically, here's what's going on.
Light side, dark side.
I'm going to give you an instant metaphor. The anterior cingulate cortex is the Yoda of your brain. The frontal part of your brain, the frontal lobe parts the baby, is like Luke Skywalker when he first got on the Millennial Falcon.
There you go.
And the thing at the back is like the old ass crinkled up emperor that's like, okay, that's basically what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But
Among other parts of the limbic system as a whole, because there's a lot of different parts like the hippocampus and all that other, but the parts we're going to talk about today are two. So the limbic system includes the amygdala and the thalamus, and we're going to talk about these two right now.
so the amygdala, which is different than Princess Amygdala, or whatever the heck her name was, when overly stimulated, creates an emotional response of fear in reaction to the mystic experience, right?
Where the thalamus, which is still part of the limbic system, gives you emotional meaning to the mystic experience that we need, and seems to be the key organ in the brain, it's part of the brain, that makes any mystic experience feel objectively and neurologically real. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. But if you have been fed a steady, dysfunctional diet of religious fears, you may have a subconscious fear of maybe a punishing God, or that the evil forces are out to get you, or that the negative energy of others is going to overtake you and seep into your souls and make you a bad person for whatever reason.
You see the problem here? So you're kind of beginning to see how the brain works when it comes to our own personal fears of things we don't,
Right.
that shock us. So we overstimulate the amygdala by dwelling on those feelings.
Right. It's not whether or not you experience these, it's the dwelling. So this suppresses the frontal lobe's ability to logically think about the mystic experience that we're having. And that's really unfortunate, because we really do need the logic to make sense of the mystic and for it to become actually useful in our lives. Slow breathing to move back to chill mode. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hashtag brain fat. Love brain fat.
All of
It is
that.
so tasty and delicious.
So, wow, really? Did you just say that?
I did.
Brain fat.
Say what is up to Sonia. It says frontal lobe out the window, completely out the fucking window at 5 o'clock traffic.
Bonus. I want to give you a little bonus.
Now it's
to
time
look.
for the bonus tip.
This is not actually
Okay.
a bonus tip. This is a bonus thought on my part. So the parietal lobe, okay, like I said, the third eye is all over the place in your brain, but there's
Right.
this one function that tends to be the more evolved part. So the parietal lobes, which are over here, do play a big part in your third eye experience, but this is the part of the brain that identifies the mystic experience and the mystic presence as both something that exists externally to us and something that you are at one with in a peaceful way. So in those deep states of meditation,
Yep.
it creates a oneness.
So you know that experience when you feel like you are at one with everything and individual? That would be this part right here. Wild Magic with the Dude. It's been a while since my anatomy class, but is this the Eye of Horus?
A lot of the ancient mystics were, as they tapped into this energy, were sensing these energy centers, and now we're kind of seeing them in brain scans as they light up, and they're really lining up with what the ancients saw.
Right.
Right. And if you look in like old pictures of paintings that with with the halos. I mean, that's the crown chakra, right?
Yeah. I mean, my halo's kind of tilted, but that's me.
A little flash.
Side
note. You know how I like side notes. In 1990.
Way back
in 1990, not that long ago, I told you a lot of this is new research. A neuron was discovered that may explain one of the reasons some empaths become overreactive to the emotions of other people. I'm not talking about all empaths. I'm talking about when the empath flips into that limbic system reaction. But one research study that sprung out of that discovery of that neuron was in 2015, right? Just a couple years ago, where researchers identified neurons in the anterior cingulate cortex that we've been talking about that can selectively predict unknown decisions and the hidden states of mind of another person.
So these other predictive neurons,
which is kind of what they were calling them, other predictive, like predicting the other person.
They are uniquely sensitive when the observer is visually in someone's presence.
Right. So they tend to stimulate and turn on in the ACC, which is short for anterior cingulate cortex, if you haven't figured it out.
You down with ACC?
When the observer is visually seeing another person.
Right.
One of those neurons start to fire, and they can
stronger.
They can tap into what someone is thinking or their hidden whatever it is, and we all know what that is, right?
So more research is currently happening in regards to non-social cognitive knowing. So this is how people know things when they are not in a visual social context, and these are still being explored.
Right, and so this is real recent research. So they actually have discovered there is a neuron in the brain that when you visually see someone, and this can be on the video or in a social context, that those things start to fire and start to understand someone else's intentions or their decisions or their hidden states of mind. So they're beginning to say what we've said for a long time, this stuff is a function of your mind. You just have to get all of these parts to cooperate with each other.
Yeah. And Danson says, thank you for all of these videos. They really help me stay grounded and focused.
Yes.
Awesome. So we want to know, are you more excited now that you have these tips?
You know how we like to do. Have we cleared up some mysteries or busted some spiritual myths?
Busted. We have learned that self-growth and developing your superpowers go together like sushi, Sapporo, and sake.
And that's why we did create our signature subscription membership and community Zen Ed Academy to bridge that gap and revolutionize this field to get all the neuroscience up to date.
Are you ready for psychic and mediumship training that will not scare the crap out of you? If so, Zen Ed Academy is the rebel beast. Gotta love the rebel beast.
So Zen Ed Academy is where the science of self-growth meets the magic of mysticism. And this will work for you even if you're allergic to fairy dust and just need real information without all the unicorn poop.
Check out the link below for Zen Ed Academy. Right down there. If you like this video, hit that like button 5 times. Just kidding, once will be plenty.
Oh my God.
And for more live hangouts, behind the scenes secrets, and mind hacking pro tips,
be sure to subscribe.
And click the bell to turn notifications on.
So you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
Drop a new video.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource, and the fact that you guys have chosen to spend that with us, we honor and appreciate that. But most importantly, that you are here to grow your brain, to become even better in your life and your business, and taking all of that to a completely new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video over here or over here.
We'll see you in the next video.
You are born to take care of your own feelings when you grow up.
But sometimes bad things can happen, like trauma and unresolved emotions.
As you get older, those bad feelings block the good feelings,
causing stress, anxiety, or anger.
It might seem hard to deal with those feelings.
Adults don't always teach us as children how to feel our feelings in a good way.
Yes, even the bad ones.
Instead, we're taught to think happy thoughts and do happy things instead of working through the emotions the right way.
We pile happy feel-good on top, trying to make it feel better.
That's just happy sprinkles on a crab cake.
Zen Ed Academy helps you break the cycle of codependence that keeps you looking for acceptance from others.
Why is this important?
You cannot trust trust your intuition, and be a badass until you heal your emotional baseline.
It's time to clear the clutter blocking your awesome sauce.
We invite you to become your own hero.
Learn more at zenedacademy.com.
Life should be peaceful and relaxed, not stressed, anxious, and overwhelming.
You've worked too hard to not have peace, confidence, and clarity.
Stop waiting to be rescued. Become your own hero.
Go to zenedacademy.com to begin your adventure.